Welcome back to the Inspired Parenting Radio Show. I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, and I'm speaking with Professor Barbara Bullard, who is an expert on the brain, mind and body. We're talking about why ADD and dyslexia are on the increase and how Metamusic can be used to stimulate a coherent brain state to aid learning and peak performance. Barbara, children's brains have been changing over the past several decades. Why do you think that is? What's the cause?
Oh, I have no doubt that it's the impact of media. So the more and more we are using media as a babysitter for our children. And parents need to understand that when the baby's brain is born, it's pretty much pure potential. And what they are doing from birth to about 2.5 years of age wires up that brain. So normally in past generations, they would have been out playing in the playground. They would have been beating on a drum. They would have been doing coloring. Now they're sitting in front of their iPhone, their video shows, their TV shows. And so because of this, their brains are being wired to be very visually oriented, adrenaline-seeking, and they get bored easy. So I believe that, in fact, the American Pediatrics Association says that no child should be exposed to any media prior to 2.5 years of age to at least allow this brain wiring window to occur without this rewiring that is being caused by media.
You know, I was sitting in an airport recently having dinner with some people, and I was struck by the amount of noise, you know, the clattering of the plates, the music coming out from some of the shops. Many of today's kids, especially those with ASD, have hyperacute hearing, and they find it almost impossible to be in those places.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that Metamusic can do to help there?
Well, a lot of my students actually take their earbuds with them, and they take their Metamusic when they travel. They take it to class. They take it when they're studying. And so they use different Metamusic for super learning, and then they use different Metamusic for, like, relaxing or just daydreaming or sleeping. So a lot of the Metamusic is designed for different states. It's specially designed to create a state of awareness. So my students take their earbuds and they choose the music they're going to listen to. If you look through an airport, you'll see the younger people pretty much are tuned in to their iPhones and with their headphones.
Interesting, isn't it? You talk about music as a whole brain experience. What does that mean?
Well, when we talk, it's pretty much dominated by our left brain. So when we're reading, we're writing, we're doing mathematics, the domination is with the left brain. When we're doing art, music, dance, the domination is generally on the sports, is on the right brain. But all giftedness in any field implies quick shifting between the hemispheres, and that's something that I think we need to help our kids get wired into. Not to rely on one hemisphere or the other, but a very quick interaction between those hemispheres. And the nice thing about using Hemi-Sync and Metamusic for 6 weeks, almost any brain will be wired to be whole-brained. And I believe that that's something that we all need to do. The right brain actually works 850 times faster than the left brain. Unfortunately, it operates more at the subconscious level. So that's what a lot of times creates this distractibility in school when they're trying to do their homework or trying to focus on the teacher, is that there's wanting to be too much into the right hemisphere distraction because it's working so much faster, but it's nonverbal, it's nonlinear. It's more of a holistic kind of a thing.
So how specifically is Hemi-Sync working on the brain?
it goes, one sound goes in one ear and the other sound goes in the other ear, and what happens is there's a difference, and the difference is resolved at the corpus callosum. And then at that point, at the top of the brain, which is the executive part of the brain, it then starts to balance out both hemispheres, allowing you to perceive much more and much more focus without stress. That's the nice thing. A lot of executives use Metamusic behind what they're doing for 8 hours a day, and they just say they get a lot more done with less stress. So you just have a higher functioning brain when you're using Metamusic or Hemi-Sync.